Hey y'all, this is Treacherous Slayer coming at y'all with another video, and before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Now tonight y'all, we're about to get into some Scream 7 theories and some cult theories, and I'm also going to rank the movies from best to worst. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, if y'all been following me and subscribed for me for a while, you should know, like, Scream is definitely one of those slasher franchises I do not play with, like, hints, you know, like, don't play with Scream, like, you know. Like, definitely one of my favorite Wes Craven horror franchises that ever been released, because Scream is innovative, it's fresh, it keeps you guessing. And like we're about to be doing in tonight's video, we're definitely about to be, you know, theorizing on who I think is still alive and it could potentially still be a cult member in 7 and future films. Now, hypothetically speaking, if there's going to be a cult angle in Scream 7 and the future Screams to come, I think there's still some people from Ghostface past that can come back with a vengeance. My first suspect, I would say, would be the up-and-coming journalist that Gail was talking to at that press conference she was doing in the beginning of Scream 3 when, you know, he asked her.
Yes. So you're saying that we should be ready to go out and cut each other's throats because that's what you did?
Metaphorically, yes.
Well, tell me, Miss Weathers, was it worth it?
Yeah, and then after he asked that, it just gave, like, sir, like, what do you necessarily mean by that? Do you literally think she's been out, you know, bopping and flopping people just to be famous? Since she's always breaking the story, she has that eyewitness account since she was there from the beginning. So I found that kind of suspect, how he was like, was it really worth it, you know? Basically saying, like, did she literally go cut throats and, you know, backstab her colleagues, which, from what I heard from the upcoming Scream 7 plot, is that there is going to be a reporter that is from Gail's past that catches her slipping. So it'll be a nice twist for someone who we didn't perceive as valuable as a character in a past film, such as this guy at this press conference, to team up with the reporter guy to be, you know, one of the ones that take down Gail. That'll be definitely a gag factor, I would expect, because it's like Scream is one of those franchises you also have to pay attention to the little details and Easter eggs they do drop in each film. So I'll find that interesting if he was potentially a Ghostface that teams up with, if this reporter does turn out to be one of the ghost faces in the upcoming 7th installment. That would be an interesting twist I wouldn't see coming. I'll be shocked, like, well, he did say, was it worth it? So yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye out for him. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that one. And my next suspect, who I've been really, like, theorizing this whole time that she can still be alive, is no one other than Angelina from Scream 3, the one who's supposed to play Sydney in Stab 3. So she's definitely still alive, because she was just acting so strange and obsessive when she even first encountered Sydney. Y'all can see, like, with this clip here.
Oh my God, Sydney Prescott! Oh my God, I'm Angelina Tyler, I'm you! I mean, I'm not. I was. I thought, well, if there's no movie, then no one would care if I took some souvenirs. Souvenirs?
Like, I'm like, okay, girl, you back up, give me 50 feet. That's why she kicked up in that door with that mace. Like, I'm gonna need you to give me 50 feet. Like, stay right back there. And if you pay attention to Sydney's face, it's like she did kind of recognize her a little bit from the past or something. Like, because when I think back into, like, Scream 96, like, it could have been any of the high school girls that was hating on Sydney back then, and Angelina could definitely be one of those high school girls, because you never know who comes crawling back from the past and got some unwarranted beef with you or weird obsession with you. So I can definitely see Angelina being one of the killers, because also they filmed Scream 3 still as if it was still two killers, because in a sense, and some of those kills, it was unrealistic for Roman to be everywhere at once, given it's valid also he's the director and he knows the set and everything, and he knows the Hollywood environment, but still, it was still slightly a bit unrealistic for him to be carrying all that weight by himself, since we know there's always two or more killers in a Scream franchise. So, y'all can also observe from her death scene about how, like, overly exaggerated she just watched this.
Get out too! It's crazy to still be here!
I was like, nah, girl. If you don't stop that performing, like, if you don't get back up and, you know, wipe that fake blood off, because you was not slick, you ain't never slick, Angelina, like, and I'm so disappointed that in 6, like, they built up the idea of a cult, like, we were introduced to some essence of a cult with Jason and Greg, but it was very, like, unfulfilling in the opening, so I was expecting to see Angelina and a few others from 90s past, but none of them popped up, so yeah, I could definitely see Angelina being the one that got away. She's definitely on my number one list for the killer that got away. She's just somewhere in the cut waiting with her buck 120, like, I'm ready when you are, whoever hit me up. You know, so she's that type that's waiting for the perfect time just to reveal, because I don't know if some of y'all noticed, also in 4, she was supposed to be the killer in 4 as well, but I think that got scratched. That definitely would have been a gag-worthy factor too. That definitely would have been in my top 3 if that was one of the reveals. So let's move on to suspect number 3, which I don't know if y'all gonna want to fight after this. But I think Charlie Walker from Scream 4, he could possibly still be alive too, because y'all done forgot the number one damn rule in the Scream franchise is when you facing a killer, what you supposed to make sure that you do to the killer to make sure they don't come back? You know, observe. Now, my secret little theory is I always feel like Jill intentionally stabbed Charlie in the chest and in the stomach so he could possibly survive, because you notice she didn't put a bullet straight to his dome, you know. So, you know, we all know that's the number one rule, you know, straight to the dome. So, you know, knocking on your door, ring, ring, hello, like, no, nobody got time for that. So, yeah, I definitely think Charlie is one of the most slept on killers out of the franchise. Whether y'all want to admit it or not, Charlie was putting in that work. Like, that Olivia scene, like, he did not have to do Olivia like that. Like, he did her so dirty. And I just feel like there's a possibility for him to still make a surprise reveal as well, because he was a staff fanatic and he knows the movies and everything, so I could definitely see Charlie being part of the cult as well still to this day. Because, yeah, y'all gonna put some respect on Charlie now. Like, even though he's not one of my top favorite killers, he was still putting in that work. Definitely he was still putting in that work. That was crazy. But, yeah, I do think he's alive still. Right there, and I'll be shocked if he does make a reveal. I think they should definitely do that in terms of that millennial perspective of, you know, that time period. So, last but not least, who else would I consider to be alive? Oh no, y'all, it's at the tip of my tongue. Oh yeah, what the hell happened to Billy's dad? You know, like, I always wonder what happened to Billy's dad. Like, he just disappeared. Like, there was no context or anything, no explanation. Like, he just dipped after, like, 96. So, like, what's he with that, you know? Because I heard, also, shout out to Craving Something Scary, that Mr. Loomis worked at Sunrise Studios as a producer. So, now it explains how he crossed paths with Maureen at that time period and everything, and why they were having so many sneaky links. So, I don't know, y'all. Y'all let me know y'all theories about who could be potential cult members, because they obviously hinted at the cult N6. So, and now with iconic Stu Macher returning, it seems like anything can go, and it's possible at this point. So, I'm still gonna have some more theories later on, but y'all let me know what y'all theories are in the comments. And now we're about to get into my ranking of the Scream franchise, as from my faves to like my least fave. So I'll say, due to like storyline and character development and a perfect conclusion of a trilogy, I'll say Scream 3 has earned its #1 place in my ranking. I'm sorry, I know some of y'all gonna wanna, you know, throw hands over that, but I'm like, no, Scream 3 takes the cake with that storytelling, the reveal, like, that was insane. I was not expecting that. It was so mature in terms of the dialogue and how Randy's rules really hit close to home when he said, you never know, the past is not at rest. Anything that was committed in the past, you know, will come out and be exposed. So it was definitely exposed. So that was heartbreaking. I was like, dang. Like, Cindy didn't even know she had a brother, y'all. That was crazy. And then my #2 spot would be, obviously, the first Scream 1996. Due to it, just the characters and the chemistry with the cast, loved it. And the reveals was definitely crazy with that one. Like, Billy and Stu were just insane, and that opening is iconic. Like, you can't forget about Casey's opening. It was just like so heartbreaking and gut-wrenching. Like, that was just diabolical. Then my #3 spot would be Scream 2. And I would say I loved the casting in that one as well. The casting was so perfect. I would say I feel like Scream 2 had the best casting of that era. Like, that's the most diverse cast I've seen at that time period. That was great. And also, like, Mickey, he was completely deranged. He was something to watch out for too, as the killers as well. And Mrs. Loomis, she was just, oh my gosh, Pamela Voorhees 2.0, y'all. Like, just demented. And I did enjoy the chase scenes in that one as well. That one, I will say, had the most active chase scenes, in my opinion. And the 4th spot, obviously, would be Scream 4. Definitely, since it was like the bridge into the new era of Screams, you know, new decade, new rules is the tagline. And like I said, I enjoy Charlie and Jill, and Jill's definitely one of my favorite killers, because I was not expecting her to go postal like that. Like, oh, and that girl, you know, you are already famous by being related to Cindy, right? You didn't have to do all that. Like, you just contradicted yourself, love. Like, come on now. But yeah, that's definitely my #4. And then #5 obviously would be Scream 5, because it revived the franchise, and I enjoyed how they blended smartphone use a little bit more than they did in Scream 4, and just the Gen Z aspect of it all, like properly representing us in a sense of how we analyze and view horror, and whether we take it serious or not in situations. And y'all, that reveal was crazy. That was the most fast-paced reveal, I would say, is Scream 5, when Amber was revealed, and she definitely earned herself in my top killers as well. I enjoy Amber very much. And last but not least, Scream 6 at the bottom because, yeah, I enjoyed the New York set. I really loved the setting and the environment. They nailed the setting and brought the suspense back, but I just feel like the storyline could have been a little bit more developed. And the killers were a bit underwhelming, not gonna lie. It was like great build up, you know. The kills were great, the suspense, and some characters, it just it just didn't really hit, you know. Like I said, I enjoyed the film. It's nice to watch, but the storyline could have definitely been stronger in terms of that reveal. So, yeah, now I definitely can't wait for Scream 7, y'all, because I have a good feeling about this one. This might be the best sequel out of the franchise. We shall see, though. I don't know, y'all. So, yeah, I'm Treacherous Slayer, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.